Hello from the Dreamport Discord server. I'm ShadowsPub, bringing you Pimp Your Post Thursday. On the show today, we'll share posts, meet others, and have some fun. You can share your own post or someone else's you really like. To take part, drop the PYPT emoji into the show text channel. I'll add you to the list to take a turn sharing posts. When I call on you, you can add your post link to the text channel and come on voice to tell us about it. Keep it brief, like a short commercial for the post. If you can't do voice, it's okay. You can share by text, but the text and the link must be ready to paste into the text channel when I call on you. You can have more than one turn, but you must use the emoji for each turn. Okay, let's get started. And Stress Killer's gonna lead us off. And he was ready and waiting.
Oh well, since you ask so nicely. Um, created this post this morning about my recovery, I think you can call it, after the surgery. So just a little update about how things are going.
Aha!
Sin-
Taking a while to bounce back? Or do they figure this is the normal bounce back period?
Well, when I got out of surgery, they announced something like 6 weeks before everything should be back to normal. And since I was still recovering from a burnout, I think I stay with 8 weeks myself. But
Wise move.
yeah,
And, we hate to admit it, but we're not getting any younger.
you ain't, I am.
Good luck with that.
Thanks.
Ah, first draw is up. And Engine won the 1 HBI. Pays to arrive early. Luchelle, you're up. Here we go with that new device. Luchelle, are you with us? We'll try that. Hopefully it's not network letting her down again. Not seeing any response. Luchelle, are you with us? Okay, we'll hold her in abeyance and see when she returns. Amy, you're up. Hey, Harris. All right, Amy, tell us about this.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
So this is a post I read from and came. I can relate to the post because I am a lover of nature. She wrote about her comfort zone or seen this park a lot of time, but that's where I stay. So after reading through her posts, I think I'm motivated to want to visit Red. So if you're a lover of nature as well, you can check it out and see for yourself what she wrote. Thank you.
Very nice. Image 1 was generated with Meta AI, while image 2 is hers. There you go. Meta did well on that first one. You got to look the second time to see whether for sure it's AI or not. Thank you, Amy. And Chem is always a good read. Luchelle, You're back. Let's go. You're up. All right. Tell us about this.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's good to be back here again after weeks. Yeah, that's weeks. Okay, yesterday morning, this is just a post. Would I say just happened? Wasn't planning to write about this, but something prompted it. I was scrolling through WhatsApp status and I saw a question by a contact. I replied him and we chatted about the concept of karma. Yes. And after that, I was led to ponder about everything about karma. And that's how I wrote the post. So if you want to know what I talked about, please go read the post. Thank you.
I've heard some interesting names about karma. She is definitely not nice sometimes. Thank you, Amy. And Kitty Girl, you're up.
Well, this was an entry to the current Ladies of Hive contest post, and I thought she did a really good job. She took a topic that was intended to probably be serious, and she put a really good spin on it. And I laughed. I thought this was a really good write up. So this can show you how you can, twist the things a little bit and make them fun.
It's so unserious but so real at the same time. You got it. You gotta laugh where some people's heads go, right? Neat. And with
I'll
the
have to read
comment of where people's heads go, who arrives? What's snuck?
that.
I
Surprise!
have no idea what the correlation there was. Do we?
Oh,
Not
it
much.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Somewhere there's a correlation.
Oh, we know the correlation. And
I don't.
speaking of which, Artemis, you're up.
I was almost scared to say speaking of wet, so I won't. This is Shadow's Daily Echo. New tongue, I just got it. And the word is brevity. And it actually came at a really good time. I was working on something and my brain was just poof, how am I going to make something else with that's interactive for my expo room? And got talking to Shadows and came up with an idea that was really weird and I think it'll be fun. But brevity expresses a clear thought when you get rid of the clutter.
Yeah, I was gonna work in the economy of words there. Decided to let that go. I had no idea why.
I love the picture.
Yeah, when I was curating the images towards selecting one, that one wasn't really top of my list. Yet it came out with the top score. So it was interesting. Thank you, Artemis. And Bipolar, you're up. Bipolar, She's probably getting the link. And she's going, Shadows, quit rushing me.
Yeah, I'm waiting for
Hello,
mine.
everyone. Good evening. Okay,
Evening.
so I'm going to pimp this really quick before I run off. Okay. So this is a response to one of the Hive Ghana's prompt on revenge. The prompt was asking if we are want to seek revenge and if we've ever been offended by someone, what action did we take and stuff like that. So I shared my opinion because basically I am not one that people offend because I have this principle. If you offend me, I am going to find a way to make you feel the same pain that I felt. So we will not talk about forgiveness. That way we are discussing on equal playing field. So I noticed that if people see that they don't have monopoly of wickedness, they tend to comport themselves. So I shared an experience of what someone did that got me really pissed. And then when I was sharing my opinion on the situation and talking about how the husband and wife that did the wrong, they need to be paid back in their own coin. My mom was like, I should leave it for God. Like I should not advocate for revenge and leave it for God. And then well, like I said, the habit of wanting to leave things for God is why people feel they can get away with evil and wrong. That's my own perspective and my own opinion. So to know more about the post, kindly read it. Thank you.
So, however you feel you're going to make someone else feel back. Hmm.
Uh,
Is that the definition of creating your very own karma?
okay, talking about karma, like I was telling somebody the other day, the person said, and when I was advocating for an eye for an eye, he said an eye for an eye makes everyone goes blind. I say yes, at least everybody will live with the consequences of their action and learn a lesson. I believe if we pay people back in their own coin, we're going to speed in the old karma because first of all, I'm not going to offend you. I'm always going to be in my space, minding my business. So when you come to my space to come and offend me, I believe I have every right to defend myself and protect myself and make you not repeat that nonsense again. So that's just my own ideology.
Mm.
Yeah, I see that now, kitty girl. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you,
She's
bipolar.
like, I'm out of here. I answered your question. Bye.
I, I always love the fact that bipolar just has no opinions on anything. They're so hard to get out of her.
So, a woman after my own heart.
Pretty much. And Greg has won the 3 HBI. And Kelvin, you're up.
Okay. So, can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Okay. So, this is a response to an eyeglass prompt, and I think we had to talk about our views on which system of government do we think is the best. And to be honest, I do not like democracy a little, and I decided to write on it. But with all the systems of government, they all have their flaws and they all have their strengths. But either way, I decided to choose one I think is preferable for a country like Nigeria. But you can just read it, it's quite an interesting one. Thank you.
So, when you say you have military leaders in a democratic government, are they there
Yes.
as an authoritarian role, or are they just like any other parliamentarian?
Well, yeah, in Nigeria, our democratic governments rule like the military, more or less. The it's as though we are still in the military rule because for example, during the NSAS issue, the military were the one executing the law. And imagine in a country where the people do not have a voice. I cannot say that is democracy. So yes, we say we practice democracy, but at the end of the day, we are ruled by military leaders. Or first
Mm.
leaders with the military hat.
So it's kind of a democracy in name only.
Yes.
And it is that created enough apathy that people just don't show up to vote, so you don't even actually know whether your votes have any power.
Even if the last election, the whole country, or rather, majority of the population of the country had a particular candidate in mind. And it was funny how we all knew our candidate was not going to win. We decided to, okay, let's try to still cast our votes just to see. We know the outcome already, but we just wanted to do it to fulfill our righteousness. And our government did not disappoint because it did not win. The election were rigged. So it's just the old circle, just some persons pulling the strings and everybody follows.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I just saw Harris make the comment: our votes don't count, and you know, even in this country, in which the majority of us have faith in our elections, um, we do feel that our votes don't count because you're just one vote amongst many. Until this past spring, when they did a recount, it's automatically triggered if the count is close. When they did the recount, the person who won by one vote. Now, if that doesn't let you know that a vote counts, I don't know what will. Bipolar says if a vote doesn't count, politicians won't put in so much effort to buy votes. You got a point on that one. Discussions of elections are very interesting at times, as long as they don't get too heated.
Yeah, right. Yes. Ooh.
All right, Amy, you are up. Amy, you with us? There she is. I see her typing. All right, tell us about this.
Okay, this is a post I wrote earlier today. It was really a struggle to come up with this story, and it was surprising because I was one who gets inspired by anything. I think for a while I stopped reading and I stopped doing a lot of things that put my mind into that of my story after a long while, and I was not really feeling it anyway. But then I just had to attempt the Hive Garden prompt. So you can check it out and see what I wrote. Thank you.
All right, Hive Garden. Nice job. Nice image there too. And Wandering Moon, you're up.
Couldn't help myself. I was hungry.
All right, tell us about this.
Um, she's making a pudding. My question is, I'm kind of wondering what the she uses a word that I'm not familiar with. Um, I think it's semi is what the brown stuff is.
Semolina?
Well, it says
Yeah.
semolina, but in the post it says SEMAI, so I'm not sure.
Oh.
But it looks really, really good. And shame on me, I forgot to vote and comment. I'll do that in a minute.
What is semolina? Does anyone know that?
Isn't that a fine cornmeal?
Is that?
I think so.
So I wonder what the semi is. If we learn nothing else during these presentations, we start to learn the large scope of food that is eaten around the world. So the pictures down there, if that's the semi in the frying pan, it almost looks like a
That's what
really
I was thinking.
fine pasta, doesn't it?
According to Wikipedia, it's used to make pasta most of the time.
Ah, that's why it kind of looks like a really fine pasta. Actually, I was torn between pasta and grass, dried grass.
Yeah, I see, but our Dutch name for it is different. That's for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Looks like an interesting process, and it looked tasty at the end, so might be worth trying her.
Well, we use it to make pudding, actually.
And I think that's what this recipe is, actually a pudding recipe.
Let me see if I can copy this image.
Oh, that's a different looking pudding.
Yep.
Yeah, neat.
Everything I see keeps saying vermicelli.
Oh, really? Which is a very fine pasta.
Yeah. Yet then there's other reference something to do with rice.
Hmm. Which would break down nicely to make a pudding like Stress Killer is shown there.
That does look pretty yummy.
Both of them do. Matter of fact, they look like they would pair well together.
Well, the one that I show is what I usually eat for breakfast if I get the chance. Ah,
I come to
Engine,
your place
you
for
nut.
breakfast.
um, Engine took it to salmonella. Isn't that like a food poisoning he has?
yeah, that's if you lick too many chickens.
Yeah. And bipolar has won the 5 HBI. But she's kind of busy with a hot conversation in the chat. Oh, she heard it. I see the yay. And Artemis, you are up.
This is a really cool study that somebody did out in their garden in the at night with one light and a camera. These are really great images from her garden. I'm assuming she. There's a lady's lips. Wind fairy? How would you say that? WNF? Oh, diary?
I don't know. Either way, they Did.
That works.
I thought it might. I had him in the queue, but you know what? I think I managed to delete him. Harris, that was not done on purpose. Finish up, Artemis.
I'm done.
So she went out in her garden and did night photography.
Yeah. She probably put her camera on a tripod and did some long exposure
Mm-hmm.
and had a light source, according to what they wrote up above.
Right. Interesting results. All right. Thank you, Artemis. And Harris. I don't know how I ended up deleting you, but I'm sorry. You're up. Harris, there he is. There we go. Haha. We have
Okay,
the same topic. Do you have a different angle on it or the same angle?
yeah, I actually have well, it's the same angle. First, good evening, everybody. First of all, sorry about that. So it's actually the same perspective, though slightly different. So for me, I actually believe that okay, first of all, this post is an entry for Hive Learners prompt that says we should talk about democracy in our country. Now, in my country, yeah, democracy is preached to the high and to the low, but democracy actually is the government of some people, not everybody, because there are many rights that have been taken away from us in this country. So I don't really see it as a democratic rule per se, but I see it as a, let's say, will I say an autocratic rule in which a certain persons have good influence over everything, like have all the influence over everything in the country. Here I wrote that with the way things are going, I actually envy Burkina Faso that has the military leader Ibrahim Traore, and I actually wish that Nigeria will have, you know, a role like that because of okay, as we're actually saying in the comment section of this podcast, right? Bipolar is saying that vote buying is there, but honestly, in Nigeria, I don't really think that in this current government, they didn't actually buy votes, but they bought the leaders, not the votes. Comes to number, the person that was contesting against the current government or against the current president had the advantage in terms of numbers. But then the current president had advantage in terms of connections. I remember an interview that was done, and they asked him, "Why do he think he wants to become president? Like, what's the reason for wanting to be the president of Nigeria?" And in his words, he said, "It is his turn to rule." And I've been wondering about that. And another interview I saw with another person that when they were saying that they asked the person why is Nigeria being done, the leadership of Nigeria being done on a turn by turn basis. He actually explained it to a very good extent, saying that if it is not done like that, there will be war, there will be fighting everywhere. And though she actually made sense, let's say to our own perspective, like say to our own understanding, she made sense. But to me, I don't really think that's actually sensible because as they're preaching democracy to us, they're supposed to know that okay, this is the advantage of democracy. Let us embrace it. And when the disadvantage come, when the consequences of democracy comes, let us also embrace it. So actually say that I prefer military rule to democratic rule because of decision making process. In a democratic government, right, the decision making process is very long. And in Nigeria, they use that as an advantage to push in corruption. For example, let's say a bill is passed. Let's say a primary healthcare center say that they want 1,000 naira for to build a hospital. Now, when they pass that bill to the House of Assembly, Senate, they will be adding money. When it reaches the federal government of Nigeria, you see that that's 1,000 naira budget have turned to 1 billion naira budget, and I'll be asking myself, how? Like, how do they use 1 billion naira to uh rehabilitate a primary healthcare center? Sometimes it is not making sense. Then another also compared to the military rule, decision making process is actually difficult. But when it comes to military rule, it's very swift. Like one person will just okay, let's just do this, and they'll just do that, and everything will just go smoothly. That's what I wrote in my post, though. Sorry for taking much time, but I think I'm actually very interested in politics. Though most times I practice that party due to the corruption in my country. So thank you.
Well, it's when their corruption is present that you do have to stay interested in politics and maybe even advocate to change the system. That's interesting
Yeah,
that
if it's in the
that's interesting that
yeah,
ostensibly you have a democratic process, which obviously has been corrupted, and you would prefer military rule. But there's still room for corruption within a military rule. You just have one person in charge of it.
yeah. Though when I was saying about that, when I was talking about that military rule, right, I actually had Burkina Faso in mind because of their developments since Ibrahim took over power.
Yeah, I think eventually you're going to have to try to throw it off, but the challenge is how to throw it off once it's entrenched. That's where the challenge lies.
Yes,
And
that's
yeah,
actually true. Because
I have to agree with
sorry, you were
Engine
saying
when it comes to politics and religion. There's not a lot of air between them at times. Religion is just a different uh, form of control.
perfectly said. I swear,
I agree.
Yep.
People are just being
perfectly said.
manipulated either by religion or politics.
Like I
Hmm,
believe in having faith, but religion is a control structure. It's not faith. Makes a big difference. So yeah,
perfect.
you got government even in religion there.
And people do take advantage of most especially religion that is in my country. I don't really know about other countries though, but people do take advantage of religion in my country a lot. You see pastors saying buy miracle water, buy miracle oil, buy miracle this, and all these things is just money they are just looking for their own pockets,
Yep.
and the control they have over the people is too much, too much. All the
Seems
same,
seems
if
to be
you
human
talk
nature.
against yeah, it is. And most times, if you talk against them, they'll start calling the person that is trying to talk against them, they'll call him a demon. Say a demon has possessed him, or you go and buy this so that I will pursue the demon. It's crazy.
There's an innate um, draw within people to form community, and that's part of you work together and you get things done. But unfortunately, there's also this other innate presence within people that some people actually feel the need to be in control of other people. And there lies our governments.
Capitalism.
All
Not
right,
just the government.
go for it.
Shadow, go get me a coffee.
Yeah, go try that.
Mhm.
See how that works for you. I had a friend that she was working in an office, and of course, she would run into this, the patriarchy. Fetch my coffee, or make my coffee. So she just made a practice that when she was working in an office, she made the absolute worst cup of coffee. She never got asked more than once. Sure, I'll make coffee. Here you go. Oh, you don't like it? Oh, well, that's the best I could do.
Oh, you didn't want any salt in it? Sorry.
Apparently, she would make it so strong it was barely undrinkable. And you got to have a little bit of salt in coffee. Just that's a necessity. And Amy has won the NFT. And Amy, it'll be a surprise NFT because I haven't selected it. Yeah. Um, if you're making brewed coffee, engine, and you sprinkle just a little bit of salt on the grounds, your coffee will be less bitter. Yeah, I was raised to do that, and boy, I notice the difference when it's not there. I did say the grounds. Smart ass. Make a circle of salt. You don't need much because it doesn't take much to put too much. So it's just a little sprinkle. All right, Amy, you are up. Yep, Amy's still with us. There she is. Okay, we're gonna move from democracy to friendship. Go with it, Amy.
Last, I think some days back, something happened and I needed opinions of different people. Although I already made my decision, but I wanted to know if what I did, whether it was right or maybe. So I wrote about it on Hive about a friend. I just finished my fashion school, and I think a lot of people now wants to collaborate with me because they see how I've grown in my skill, and it's actually a good thing. But then this collaboration, I think collaboration makes people grow, right? But in this case, this collaboration is looking one-sided. So if you want to know what was discussed, what the offer was, and you can just check this out. And I would love to hear your opinion too. If you were in my shoe, what would you have done? So just check it out and tell me. Thank you.
So the hoodie, the white and is it? It's not purple.
That's magenta.
Magenta. Did you make that, Amy? Did you make that? Is that one of your creations?
Yeah, I did. I
Looks
made everything there. I did.
it looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Don't think I've seen that color combination before, but man, it's striking. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't know, Amy is a beautiful fashion designer. And you just check out her post to be able to spot that. Engine says a good business person knows where friendship ends and business begins. Which, in my experience, is once it involves money, notwithstanding a personal loan or borrowing $5. That's a different wheelhouse. True, very true. Some people that you think are friends can get really, really weird where money and business comes into it. I see a bunch of type in there. Engine says yes, they can. Yep, that you have. I think probably most of us have that have been in business of one kind or another. And Kitty Girl, you're up.
Well, some people here may be aware of what Buttcoins is doing at his hotel in Guatemala. He's doing what he calls Hive Hub Guatemala. Has got two or three Javians that came there and are volunteering in exchange for room and board at the hotel to help onboard people that stay there to Hive. Well, this is a similar project that is just beginning to surface in Ecuador. It's a bakery that is run by somebody on Hive called Pandala Bakery, and they're hoping to be able to onboard people there as well and maybe accept HBD or Hive in exchange for baked goods, which I think is a really great idea. And being able to talk to the people who come to the bakery and onboard some people will help get the word out about Hive. So I think it'd be great to give him some encouragement and keep your eye on this project and see how it progresses. And maybe you can get a similar thing started where you live.
All right. And nice that he's putting that out there.
Yeah, and the story behind the Pandala Bakery, it sounds really good. There's a guy, he's actually from Germany originally, that ended up in Guatemala and was noticing that nobody made bread like he had back home. So he decided to make bread like he had back home. And everybody loved it. And there's a lot of expats there, people from Canada and the US and Germany and Spain and whatnot. And so all these expats are really enjoying the bread that he has to offer. And he's putting a good, healthy spin on the way he makes it. So even the local people that, grew up eating a different type of bread that they made in Ecuador, really love what he's got going in the bakery. And he's trying to do everything in a very sustainable way and, using fair trade practices, locally grown stuff, et cetera, et cetera. He's got a really good thing going on there. But man, if he could get Hive and HBD accepted in his bakery and spread the word about Hive down there to people in Ecuador, it would be a good thing.
Nice. He's really worked at it. So, were you in the show on Tuesday with Solo?
I was indeed. I did bail out shortly before the end of the show, but I was there for most of it, 90% of it.
It went well.
Yes, I thought it went very well.
I kind of figured it
Yeah,
would
Minnow
when.
was a really good. Yeah,
Go ahead.
Minnow was a really good fill in whenever you and Buttcoins can't make it. And Solo was an excellent guest, and there were a lot of good questions and stuff going on in the chat as well as the voice.
Oh, good. Yeah, Menno's filling in next week for me as well because the expo is on Tuesday. So rather than trying to break away from the expo in order to do Hive Thrive, I asked him to fill in for me.
Yeah, Minnow does a great job, and Minnow is in Ecuador as well, and he and Starkers and Buttcoins are probably all going to talk to this one guy that's with Pandala and help him out. But yeah, Minnow is a wonderful guest host whenever y'all can't make it. He does a great job.
Yeah, he says he doesn't mind doing it either. So the week before I did solo, not with the guest solo, but with another guest. Um, Menno wasn't able to make it and wasn't able to tell us until the last minute. And Buckcoin said something else on. And I said, "Don't worry about it. I've done solo interviews before. We can handle it."
Oh yeah, I mean, besides your Pimp Your Post Thursday experience, you hosted the witness chats in the Ramble solo for quite a long time. as well as doing the creative work hour, or not creative work hour, the fiber arts thing with
Artemis.
Artemis, and that what was that show that you did in the Ramble where you interviewed projects and people on Hive, you and Artemis?
I can't remember the name. Do you remember what we called that, Artemis?
Was it Curation Corner?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, Curation Corner, yeah. So yeah, you've had a lot of experience uh, being an interviewer.
So it kind of came in handy that day. And he was fairly simple to interview too. Wasn't a lot of complicated Mangao. So that worked out. That mentioning the witness chat, that's a reminder that next Wednesday is the witness chat at noon in the Hive Discord. So if you haven't got
Well,
that
that
in your
was a pretty good
calendar,
sequence to it.
yeah, you worked that out rather well. All right, Ricky, you're up. We're waiting. There she is. Good to see you, stranger. Sweet Taste of Revenge. Is this like bipolar's karma? Tell us about this. Oh, wait a minute. Forgiveness is sweet, but sometimes revenge is sweeter. Please check out this post I made in the Hive Ghana community and share your thoughts. That's a long picture, and I'm. Oh, that's what it is. It's a face in the shadows. I should have recognized that in a hurry. Yeah, the engine drawn right to that one. Why am I not surprised? Pie is hard to revenge resist. True enough. Thank you, Ricky. And Harris, you are up. Bipolar says there's a reason revenge is best served cold.
There's a lot of angry people today.
Only if they're served cold. It's been a busy conversation in the chat today. All right, Harris, tell us, what is this about?
Okay. Once again, good evening.
Good evening.
So, lately I checked through Hive and I noticed that we didn't really have a community for Hive students to share their experience. Though there's one, but that one is not really active per se. So, I came up with the idea of creating a community for Hive students, and lately it's been going smoothly. The major goal of this community is to promote Hive in Nigerian campuses, and with more growth, we head over to outside the country. I stated it in the introduction post, though, which can be found in the community. So the thing is, the goal here, the major goal here is just to promote Hive in Nigerian campuses and to reach out to them in their schools, hold Hive seminars, offline Hive seminars, and onboard as many people as possible, quality people though. So far, we've actually started this program, and we've introduced about 3 persons to Hive through Hive students. With me is my teammate, Bipolar. She's been a very, very helpful person. So we plan on doing a seminar very soon, well, hopefully before this year runs out. And our target audience is 50 to 100 students. Well, that being said, this post actually is a prompt for Hive students. In this prompt, we actually invite people to talk about how they balance academics with other life commitments. So it's actually for everybody, whether students or not, because probably once we've actually uh so many people have been to school, though in my country, not everybody have the opportunity or the leisure of going to school. But those that have gone to school can actually, or whether they've graduated or not, whether they're still in school or not, can actually join the prompt and tell us how they balance the academics with other life commitments where they were when they were in school. And if they are still in school, they can still tell us how they are doing it in school. Actually, the one another goal of this community is to connect students, or should I say old people, like, let me not use the word old people per se, people that have graduated from school, to connect them through shared experience, to make them vibe together, remember, recall the fun days in school and, have fun with it, bring back old memories and connect with each other with that shared experience. So that's that about this post. Thank you very much.
So Dwixter's got 6 votes, and Emrys has got 4 votes. Somebody needs to do a better job of buying votes. Just my observation. Thank you,
Actually,
Harris.
they don't buy. Okay, please. And- okay,
Well,
actually, they
in,
don't really
in
buy. Yeah,
in view of the previous conversation, it had to get thrown in there.
yeah. Actually, okay. I think I should just talk a little about this voting of a thing. So, this is actually my personal views because since we're in Hive and we actually in Hive we promote decentralization. So I wouldn't really want as a community to point out, okay, this person is the winner, that person is the winner of any prompt. So what I do is I select, let's say, 5 people that have very quality posts. We as a team we select it. Then after that, we now put it for the community. We now push it to the community for the community to decide the best 3 to be the winners of that week's prompt. Then after that, we now, push out the results through the poll. We put out the results so that the community that voted will see that, okay, this is the results of what they voted. And from there, we'll now reward the 3 persons that was voted more. We do not reward the 2 persons that was voted more. So then the special mentions or the honorable mentions, we actually do that by ourselves as the community. We don't wouldn't want to like well, I don't know, but we do that by ourselves as a community. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Harris. Kitty girl, you're up.
Right.
Well, we were talking a few minutes ago about the witness chat coming up Wednesday the 10th in the official Hive Discord. I just wanted to be sure everybody had the link to the official Hive Discord. So there it is in chat.
All
And when
right.
you first join the server, you can only see the welcome channel and the rules channel, nothing else. Read the rules channel. I cannot tell you how many people go into welcome and they're confused of why can't I see the rest of the server? Well, it's because you haven't read the rules. If you read the rules, it tells you how to gain the access to the rest of the server. So read the rules. And if anyone joins that Discord server and has any trouble gaining access to the rest of the server or whatever, send me a DM and let me know because I'm a moderator in there and I can help get you in if you're having trouble. And once you get into the server, if you scroll all the way down the channel listing near the bottom, there is a voice general. That's where we will be doing the voice chat. And then there is um, a text chat just up above that. And like we've said before, these witness chats are very informative. They're educational. You can learn what's going on about the blockchain. You can get info about what's coming in the future. You can talk to the witnesses by typing a question in the chat. It's really, really cool. So try to be there if you can.
All right. Thank you, kitty girl. Anybody else? Anybody else have anything they'd like to share today? Looks like everybody shared what they want to share. And you've been listening to Shadows Pub host, Pimp Your Post Thursday. Thank you for joining us on PYPT and join us next Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Until then, keep on creating, and it's all about community. Oh, yeah. Bye, Wilma.